Hey guys, how's it going? Inside the Real Randy Chavez. Coming at you today with a long form talk podcast type of video. Buddy of mine said she likes these ones most of all, so I'm going to try to do more of them. Today is just going to be on patience and delayed gratification. I got inspired by this today because I got my first Patreon member. It took a couple months of just consistently making videos, like 3-4 times a day. Sometimes none if I didn't have any Wi-Fi or whatever. We had played with a couple of blackouts and a couple of things here and there, but on the whole, I'm 100% dedicating. I guess I'm 100% dedicating like 30% of my time to it. But when I do it, I try to go hardcore. I mean, I'm doing. Anyone that follows me on Instagram, I'm doing today like a story of like what goes on in my day-to-day life. Where I wake up at 6ish. Go to the gym, go to work, make videos after work, and then after that, after done editing videos and uploading them, go home and take the Pokemon cards that I had sold and wrap them up and ship them out, or I'll ship them out for tomorrow, and then list more Pokemon cards, and then finally at like 11ish, get in bed and maybe watch like half an episode of like Daredevil season 2 because that's just what I happen to restart because I love the Punisher. But the Patreon, how it goes, is there's a bunch of different tiers, I think, that I put initially for it. But now I just happen to have everything I put on that one would put on Patreon, I just put out for free. So I just put out everything as far as the Tesla stock updates and the Pokemon data analysis, and a lot of YouTubers would say, like, listen, I do not have the time to answer everyone, or this is a really good piece of information. Subscribe to my Patreon if you want it. I'm going to try to take the approach of the Daniel LaRussa from Cobra Kai. Is like, no, everything's free, and then just build a following with that, and hopefully at some point can capitalize on the following. Now the one Patreon is just $5 a month. Shout out to you, and it was the $5 a month is I get $4.50 of it. So for anyone that says like, oh, whatever we get, like this is the percentages that I get. Patreon, I guess, takes 10%, 50 cents. At some point, would I stop doing the other things that I'm doing because I'm making so much with Patreon? No, I don't think I'd ever stop anything else that I'm doing. I'm actually trying to do a third e-commerce business, or a first e-commerce business, but a third business itself. Hey, Dan, what's going on?
What up, brother?
And I think that's just what I do. I think Gary Vee said in his spare time he just builds businesses, and I think that's something that I would kind of want to do as well. Because idle hands are the devil's plaything. So I feel like at some point, I don't know what to do with myself if I have a day off. I haven't had a day off in I don't know how many months, but it's something that I think you get bored, and life is so short that you don't want to waste any of it. And for the short amounts of time that we have here, you really want to make the most of it, especially with goals like mine, trying to be able to go and buy land in Madagascar to save species, and save species that are here that only have a small amount of them left. But patience it took me 3 months of making videos, 4 months of making videos in order to get that one subscriber to Patreon. Who knows how long it'll be there for. Also, at some point, I love everything that I do. I was talking to my friend Fenton last night. I served with him, and his wife's a good friend of mine also. And I had a good conversation with him, and he said, like, oh, how many people a day you get, like, messaging about Pokemon and stocks and stuff. And I was like a couple dozen. And I told him, like, eventually I might have to say like, hey, any questions, stuff, just go to my Patreon. Now, I don't want to do that because I love talking about this stuff. And he's like, well, man, I don't want to be one of those people that just messages out of the blue. I was like, no, by all means, like 100%. I love talking about this stuff. I could talk about Pokemon and Tesla stock updates all day, every single day, 24/7. I'm obviously because of YouTube videos about it, but it's not something that eventually won't. Honestly, it's not worth my time now. Because it's taken away from other things that I do all day, but again, it's still fun. I think Clint Eastwood said that, when he did that soccer movie with I think Morgan Freeman's one of the coaches and whatever, he's like, I'm going to keep doing it until it's not fun anymore, and it's still fun for me. Everything that I do, I really enjoy, and I'm going to reject that. I'm just going to ignore that phone call. That's something that work has ended 40 minutes ago, so I'm going to answer that later. So when I'm doing something, whether I'm on the phone with someone,
you love answering questions from people. He's literally ignoring a customer. Just kidding. It's probably some weirdo.
I mean, it's true though. I'm literally ignoring it.
I love. I'm not gonna reject that.
That was like perfect timing. But like I said, delayed gratification. Anything worth having does not come easy. Yeah, it took me months to get this one Patreon subscriber. The e-commerce business that my friend Lou introduced me to that I might do, you're putting up, if someone does it by themselves, after everything's said and done, after you buy the place, after you buy the rights, after you buy the inventory, it's $100,000, and you net a couple of grand the first month. So you put up a lot of money and you don't make a lot at first. And there's some people that just look at that like, why would I do that when I could like continue to hold value of like Tesla or Pokemon cards? They watch my videos, say like, I could put that into a first edition PSA 9 Charizard right now, have $30,000 left over, and that Charizard will appreciate. Like, all right, not everyone has the knowledge to do that. Not everyone has the knowledge to research stocks. No one ever has the time to do that. A lot of people, what they'll do, a buddy of mine does, he subscribes to these like, 3 or 4 really intelligent stock investors, and he himself almost doesn't know research on stocks. He just listens to these 3 or 4 guys that's what they do, and they are Rain Man type people about it that go in it like the same way I am with Pokemon and Tesla. They are about a dozen different stocks each, and when he sees all 3 or 4 of them recommending the same stocks, he just buys those because people with much more intelligence than we have, and that's what they do. So some people do that. Some people like listen to my videos. Okay, so he's buying this in the gym challenge for Pokemon cards. He's buying this Charizard. Don't sell your Lugias. Okay, they could do that. But everything else, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to do. So if you want to do something, if you want to get good at something, you have to suck first. Like unless you're, again, what's that called? What's an idiot called when they're savant? Unless you're a savant and you just automatically know how to play piano, or you're automatically good at like computer programming, like it's a language, you're gonna suck. Everyone who's ever been good at something, most of them sucked when they first started. Yeah, some people have head starts, they have natural talent, they have, good bodies, they have natural jumping skills, whatever it is. But most everything just comes from hard work. Like when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was a very good bowler, and I bowled a 300 when I was 15. And, before that I had a bunch of 279s, 11 strikes and 1-9 spare during the game. But I was bad for years. At the end of my playing violin, for 7 years, I was really, really good. But for the first 2 years, I sucked. That's just what happens. And a lot of it, I think, is people just trying to. I think it's the same way where people are, they want to lose weight or they want to focus, and like my friend Sue, bless her heart, R.I.P. She had always wanted to lose weight and really focus on things more, but she wouldn't change her diet. She just wanted to take a pill for it, and it just, it never worked because she wouldn't change. She wouldn't put in the work, and that's something that it's uncomfortable to do. I don't get a lot of sleep anymore because I am doing minimum 3 different things at once, sometimes 4, and I'm doing it for the future, and I see a lot of success for it. And some people don't want to work 40 hours a week. It's 5 days is just too much. I don't really get a chance to rest on my weekends. I've got to unwind from the week, and then by the time, then Sunday, and then, are you freaking kidding? This is why I'm doing that whole Instagram thing, to show that from the time I get up to the time, almost until the time I go to bed, I'm working or doing something. And it's not to brag. It's, I guess, a little pat on the shoulder, but it's to say that you can make something of yourself. You can do anything that you want to do if you're passionate about it and you study it, research it, smart enough. And I'm doing that as not a American-born person. I was immigrant, born from Peru. I have no college education. I went for like 1 semester, and if I can do it, anyone can. Again, just nothing special about me, and I'm just showing you that with hard work, and I did have a lot of help, but just pure will, you can do it. You can go and you can go to on Craigslist. You can go to thrift stores. You can go to garage sales, buy things for cheap and flip them. Like that if I had absolutely no money right now, or if I had $100 in my pocket, that's what I would do to start. I mean, I would work my balls off. I'd do everything else. I would be working 80 hours a week. That's pretty much what I'm working now, but I would be doing that until I made something, until I could invest, until I could figure out what to do. And I know it kind of contradicts what I said before. We're not here for a long time, but you could do anything that you want, but a lot of it does take time. So there is no get-rich-quick plan. Some people are lucky, they get it inheritance or they win the lotto, but for the most things, you have to work. And yeah, some of it sucks, but I mean, time is going to pass by anyway. Are you going to be working 32 hours a week and just like fucking off the rest of the week and, live an okay, mediocre lifestyle? Or, work your balls off, eat shit for a couple of years and set yourself up to do whatever you want to do. And this is not to say that money brings happiness, because it doesn't. You could have I think I brought up the other day, people worth 7-8 figures and sometimes they're not happy. You have to find what makes you happy. And if my friend Costessi put it really well. She says, like, what you want to major in if after you're done with your homework, you still are researching that topic because it's fun. The same way, like, if you love composting, I'm just using Pepper Potts, because that's what she was reading in Avengers, and you do that for work and then you're still researching on it, doing videos on it, then that's just something that you love and you're going to make money with it. If you don't have a passion for it, it's going to be really, really hard to make money. Make money in Pokemon because I'm passionate about it. Make money with Tesla because I'm passionate about it. I have put, I don't know how many hundreds of hours into videos, and I've made $4.50 so far for Patreon. But it's a start. And at some point, I do believe it is going to be, 10 Patreon members, a couple dozen Patreon members, 100 and again, even 100, it's not a lot. It's only $450 a month. But that's more than most people make making videos. Most people don't make anything. So it's something that I want to see where it goes, and I just want to have also just to tell people I told you so, because a lot of people would be like, what are you doing? This is idiotic, and proven them wrong so far. So that's it, guys. I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Patreon link down below. Talk to you later. Bye.